The transition to solar is happening faster each year as alarm over climate change grows and more countries vow to lower their carbon footprint. The International Energy Agency has said the sun could be the world's main power source by the year 2050. One company would like to see that day come much sooner and is using its innovative design to lure solar subscribers. This is what traditional solar panels look like, shiny black grids. That's what drove two MIT grads to make them more aesthetically pleasing so that homeowners don't have to sacrifice style for sustainability. Next year, their company, Sistine Solar, will start selling solar skins, panels that blend into your rooftop, so that no matter what color your shingles are, it will look all nice together. Tony, what do you think of this?
Well, so Amber, it's exciting to see designer solar panels hitting the market. But, I mean, what is the cost of these versus existing solar panels?
That is a really good question. I got in touch with them today with the company, and they say it's comparable to other companies that are selling solar panels. And they also talked about the savings, the cost savings at the end of the day. You can save 20 to 50% as far as your electricity costs. So they really aren't that much more expensive than your typical solar panels, which I think is exciting for a lot of people who maybe were steering away from solar panels because they didn't like the way that they looked on their home or their hotels or businesses as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt that people have always shied away from it from the cost standpoint, the look, aesthetics, but also the government grants that are out there. So I'm just wondering if these guys will be able to qualify for the same kind of government programs that have incentivized so many consumers to adopt solar.
Well, that is a really good point because they actually got started because of a government grant. They got $1 million in funding from the federal government in the United States. And the interesting thing is they're seeing more and more demand. I guess there are many people or business owners who, like I said, didn't like the way that the solar panels looked. But let's take a home that is made of shingles like we just saw. If you're able to have solar panels that kind of blend in, more people are open to installing them on their homes.
No doubt. So does this mean you're in for solar?
That is a great question. I am. I mean, I think this is exciting for a lot of people. We see that this is definitely the future. More people are going this direction as far as clean energy. And I think this is one company. It's a perfect example of students at a university who've come together to develop something that this has this amazing reach.
Look, I think it's great. And I come from the cell phone business, as you know. And there we try to make cell phone towers look like trees, palm trees, and they look fantastic when they're done properly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, if you see what they've done, there's so much more room for them to grow. They're really in the early stages. And I would also argue that there's a lot of education that has to be done in terms of getting people out there, whether it's consumers or enterprise, to educating them about the benefits of this type of energy. Because I think people at the end of the day don't really understand the cost savings. And so you put up this big upfront investment, and yet they don't understand. It's a long-term cost savings proposition, right? All right, coming up, an investment